What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. We got Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Producer Josh.
Hello.
And Ryan from Miami.
Heaton 4. Okay, Heaton 4. I got it. Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and dive into sports. Let's do it.
Wrong.
Oh. If you've never listened to this podcast before, we've been on Josh to label the buttons for years now.
Also, I have something to admit to the Quad with Chris Young, dedicated, loyal podcast listeners.
You didn't put the poll
If
up?
you are no. Poll was up. Poll was up. Which we can go over, by the way.
Do you want to go over the poll first?
We can. But let me give my admission.
Okay.
So if you are searching on our YouTube channel and you are wondering why episode 166 was not posted, there's a good reason for it. Because I accidentally posted it to my personal YouTube account. So we were in the process of getting that video posted to our Quad YouTube account.
I texted him this morning and I was like, hey, where's 166? He's like, oh, bro, I put that up days ago. I was like, did you?
Did you, though?
Good news is we got like 100-something views on it from my own personal account. So thank you to our loyal listeners who found it. It's going up now.
Okay.
By the way, the hot take is if a longtime coach is fired and that team wins a title in the next season, should they be compensated? 71% of the audience said no, they should not be compensated.
Really?
Hurtful.
I mean, I'm not surprised that a large portion of people said they should not be compensated. I will begin there. I'm not surprised by that because I don't expect people to, by and large, err on the side of, oh, so-and-so deserves something when they're a coach for sports. That's the lens people are going to look at it through, right? They're going, hey, you're a coach. That's part of why you get paid is so you can be fired.
And to make sure that your team optimizes what they're doing. So under you, they did not. So I get it.
Yeah. But
Wait, so who won the poll?
if you went.
And no won the poll.
Yeah.
The no's have it.
The no's have it. Speaking of sports and people that are about to get fired.
Wait, first, just for our listeners, can you take your hat off?
Why? Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
No. I like these hats on. I do very much enjoy this logo being plastered all over this podcast.
She's talking about something that we'll get to in a minute. Everybody thought I dyed my hair.
By the way, you would look really good blonde.
That's what I said.
I actually liked it.
I did too. A lot of people actually liked it. As soon as you showed me that, I was like, you would look good as a blonde. You could pull
Does
it
this
off.
mean I need to put it up on the poll? I think I need to put up your blonde hair on the poll.
Dude, someone had to issue an update on their page.
Taste of Country made an article about him dyeing his hair. And then they're like, update, he did not dye his hair.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Are they following you that quickly where like within 15 minutes they're trying to put up an article?
I don't know why, but this specifically got people real bad.
But it looks realistic. That's why.
Interesting.
I had people texting me, did he really dye his hair?
Like I got phone calls
Like
from
management.
Shout
Hey, man.
out to Tyler Reeve, who is. I was in Tyler's wedding,
Right.
and he thought it was real.
It looked pretty good.
I mean,
It looks really good. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it looks good.
Should we make like you have to dye your hair blonde one of the bets for
No.
No, because once you dye it, you can never go back to normal.
I do think, though, what would be really funny is if we took this picture of you and put it on a sweatshirt and sold it as Quad merch, because the joke has gotten that good.
Taste of blonde.
Taste of blonde.
Anyway, so, dude,
So you threw that photo up on your way
to Miami. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was fantastic. What an amazing experience. That arena is absolutely electric.
Mm-hmm. When they're winning.
Well, yeah. To be fair,
when they're down 3 in game 6, they all leave the arena. So
yeah, this was it was never close.
No, it was over after the first quarter.
I feel like the Celtics forgot how to play basketball these last couple games with how crazy that they've been going.
I guess I'm just shocked because at the point that you're in the playoffs and you're this far in, I don't care if you're down 30. Why are you pulling your starters?
I agree.
You're in the playoffs.
Well, that's because the starters weren't giving any effort. Like those bench guys that came in for Boston gave more effort than you saw from Brown and Tatum and the likes of those guys.
I don't know about that.
Well, what did it look like in the arena? So start there, because Miami.
It was white hot.
Miami was awesome, but like, what was as watching them in person versus what we watched on television? Like, what were you seeing? Did it look like just a lot of quit? Did it look like they all tuned everyone out? Like, what was going on?
It just, they looked defeated.
Yeah, like no one on the bench was even like trying to like yell or do anything. They were all just like stagnant, like just sitting there.
Also, I was looking for you guys. You were just out of the frame of the television cut when it goes to that. Because I saw the photo, I was like, all right, so then it's behind Celtics bench, like here's the railing, and it's like the angle cuts you guys off like right there.
Man, okay.
I was super bummed.
I was looking for the blonde hair and I couldn't find it, so that's
there it is. There it is. When was the last time that both series teams were down 0-3? Has this ever happened? It has to have happened.
Two sweeps on both sides have never happened in an Eastern Conference final.
Never in the final.
But
in the first round.
There have been times where both teams have been up 3-0, but never have both teams swept. So that would be the first time in NBA history in an Eastern and Western Conference final.
Right. You said Eastern, but obviously both
conferences.
Yeah, both conferences. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fix is for either team.
I do. So first off, for the Celtics, Joe Mazzulla is one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's not hyperbole, and that's not being hyperbolic.
Jesus.
That team is loaded with talent. This team should be better than last year's team who went to the finals. And his substitution patterns, who he leaves, what kind of matchups. For example, Grant Williams, right? Did he have a battle with Jimmy Butler game 2? He sure did. Did Jimmy hit a lot of ridiculous shots over him? He did.
Yes.
But those were ridiculous shots that were going to go in no matter who was on him. But Grant Williams hit 3 threes. He was in the game. He was fighting. He was showing effort, and he was making everyone else better. He played 0 minutes that actually mattered in game 3. He played 0 minutes in game 1. That makes no sense. It makes no sense to not double Jimmy Butler at every possible chance.
Well, and that's what I was going to bring up. Like they doubled him at the end of that first half, and it was really successful. Boston went on a run, and then they come out in the third quarter, and they don't double Jimmy. Jimmy's solo one-on-one, and it's a shot.
Well, wait, time out. First of all, went on a run.
It was like
but they were still
6-0 run. I mean, it wasn't. They were still down.
6-0 run is better than being down. 23 is what they were down at that point. So.
They were still down double digits.
They were, but the Lakers did that against Denver when they were down 21, and they got all the way within 3 points and then just kind of let it go.
And then what happened?
And Denver stepped on their necks. We'll get to that in a second. What made Boston great last year was the combination of Ime Udoka, who is a hard-nosed, defensive-minded, and would keep everyone accountable at all costs, and Will Hardy, who is one of the best assistants, who's now the head coach of the Utah Jazz.
Well, and look, small changes, especially against certain matchup types, can be the death knell for a team. You look at the issue with the Lakers is they don't have size,
right,
to throw against Jokic.
Well, they do, but Anthony Davis is soft. So
no. I mean,
against everyone else on that team, correct?
Yes.
You have to put LeBron James on Jokic just to make everything make sense.
Yes.
We'll get to. I'm saving
okay.
those.
All right.
I want to stay Miami.
That
Heat
is your
Celtics.
team, so yeah.
I want to
let you
stay Heat Celtics. it all comes down to that. There are no adjustments being made by Joe Mazzulla. There is nothing being done with this team, and you can tell the team has checked out. They're just like, all right, man, we're rolling the ball out, and like that's it.
Look, how did it feel to you? Because I talked a little bit with our buddy Mikey. It's his birthday this week, so happy birthday, Mikey.
Happy birthday, Mikey.
That was one of the big reasons last minute I could get tickets and was like, hey, we're going to go to this game. How did it feel to you?
What do you mean exactly?
Sitting there like in the arena, like it never felt to me like
a playoff game,
like a playoff
like
game.
a must-win game 3.
Yeah, no, it never did. It never felt like a playoff game. It's been so long since I've got to actually watch an NBA game. But just sitting there, I was like, this feels like an everyday game. And I mean, the fans were excited. I mean, it was really cool, but it wasn't as dramatic as I wanted it to be.
It felt like a scrimmage.
Yeah,
It really did. Even
Especially
the
pulling
two guys,
pulling the starters in the second half.
if you do follow my IG, you saw that I had posted the two guys sitting behind us who were Boston Celtics fans.
they were troopers.
Super nice. They were troopers. There was also a security guard that came up towards the end, and he was making sure people didn't like start moving down into the seats as people started to clear out.
Sure.
And I just like the way he was talking, I was like, oh, this dude's a vibe. I was like,
Yeah,
how long have you been working here? And he goes, 18 years. And he was awesome. Like
He was so cool.
the energy in the building was great, but it did not feel like a playoff game. It felt like the Celtics are just like, hey, we're going to get swept.
yeah.
Even the fans. I was surprised.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things at work. That's the Boston Celtics side. On the flip side for the Miami Heat, out of nowhere, after being the worst 3-point shooting team all season. Ryan, how many threes did they hit yesterday?
I had 19 threes, which was one shy of a franchise record.
Correct. So this is it an outlier? Have they been playing like, is it Rocky where he's fighting southpaw and then he flips right at the end to start hitting him with the actual thing? Like, what did they just all of a sudden decide to hit threes out of nowhere? Is this bad defense on the Boston Celtics that allows all these open looks? That's part of it for sure.
I mean, Jimmy
again,
Butler, he's him.
If you you do pull your starters, though, you still have more of a chance to do better on the other side.
Look, I think you have a lot of guys that are getting hot at the right time, right? These are like Duncan Robinson is one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA, right? He was terrible this year and actually got out of the rotation, and Tyler Hero's hand injury actually forced him rotation, which has worked out well for this team. But you had 6 guys score double figures yesterday. So it's not just Jimmy. Like Gabe Vincent went off for a career high playoff 29 points. You have Max Strus hitting threes, Duncan Robinson hitting threes.
Well, okay.
Caleb Martin. Like it's like all these guys are contributing.
Wait. I will temper that with a lot of those guys are seeing the court because that game was over so early.
Not those guys.
No, those are rotation guys.
Those are rotation guys.
Those are key rotation guys.
Yes, they are. I'm saying, and this is specifically an outlier to this game. The guys getting the ball kicked to them, before they pulled Butler off the court, they weren't even running the offense through him. He was almost just to be out there to draw attention.
He was a decoy. At one point in this game, he was literally a decoy. But that you can do that when guys are hitting open shots, and they were. And
Fair.
Boston, by the way, had a bunch of open threes and wasn't hitting them. Like that's the other side of this
Brown was
coin.
0 for 7. I mean they can't.
Well, Jalen,
They are 1 for 14 combined from 3-point range. Is Tatum and Brown? Like they have not been good in this series whatsoever.
that's an understatement.